Welcome to today's explainer. Listen, if you're a student, or honestly just someone who has to tackle a mountain of dense reading for your work, you already know the dread. That universal sinking feeling of looking at a 45-page textbook assignment. Well, today, our goal is to completely transform that painful experience. We're going to look at exactly how to take that overwhelming, jargon-filled reading assignment and turn it into a highly efficient, AI-powered process. We're talking about getting to the absolute core of any textbook chapter in literally 2 minutes. Okay, let's dive right into our visual syllabus for today. First up, the textbook reading trap. Then we'll hit Method 1, fastest summary. After that, Method 2, maximum accuracy. Next is Method 3, exam extraction. And finally, we'll pull it all together in the complete study workflow. All right, Section 1, the textbook reading trap. We've all been there, right? It's midnight, you've got a quiz the very next morning, and you finally sit down to open up that heavy, intimidating academic textbook. 45. That is the number of pages just staring back at you. And let's be real, it's not a breezy 45 pages. It is dense. Every single paragraph feels like it's hiding 3 words you've never even seen before, and they casually reference confusing concepts you barely understand. Add in, 3 other assignments due this week, and the stress is absolutely real. So this brings us to the trap most of us fall into, just trying to survive those pages, highlighting everything versus understanding nothing. I mean, most students handle this by skimming super quickly just to feel like they've read it, or they basically highlight the entire page in neon yellow. It creates what is essentially fake productivity. You spend a whole hour wading through this academic jargon and you're left with almost zero actual retention. It takes an hour to read and, well, significantly less time to completely forget. But here's the good news. AI is an absolute game changer here, giving you a fast, accurate extraction of what actually matters. Moving on to Section 2, Method 1, fastest summary. For digital texts, we're going to use free tools like Claude or ChatGPT. But here's the secret. The absolutely crucial point is this specific prompt. When you paste your text into the AI, you can't just say, hey, summarize this. Nope. You need to ask it to do 4 exact things. First, give a 3-paragraph plain English summary of the main theme. Second, list the 5 to 7 most important concepts. Third, define any technical terms that pop up multiple times. And fourth, write 3 exam-style questions this chapter could actually generate. This targeted breakdown, it gives you everything you'd normally spend 45 minutes frantically hunting for yourself. Now, you might be thinking, what if I hit an AI character limit because the chapter is just massive? The workaround here is incredibly simple. Just chop it in half. Paste the first half, get a summary. Paste the second half, get a summary. Then just ask the AI to combine both into one unified overview and a single master list of concepts. Boom. Problem solved. Just look at this contrast. Total time from opening your digital textbook to having a complete, perfectly structured study summary? Maybe 2 to 3 minutes. You are literally turning nearly an hour of uncertain, stressful reading into a 3-minute, hyper-targeted study guide. That is a massive, massive return on your time. Okay, Section 3, Method 2, maximum accuracy. But what if you're studying something highly technical, like organic chemistry or macroeconomics, where precise details really, really matter? Unlike standard chatbots that might, well, hallucinate or pull in random outside information, Google's NotebookLM restricts itself entirely to the PDF you upload. Every single answer it gives you is grounded exclusively in your specific textbook chapter. It literally won't make things up. Once you upload your PDF, you run a similar prompt asking for the summary, the concepts, the vocab, and those predicted test topics. But here's the absolute magic of this tool. NotebookLM actually cites the exact parts of the document it's drawing from, so you can verify any claim just by clicking the little citation number. Plus, you can ask follow-up questions. You can say, can you explain this specific concept a bit more simply using only what the chapter says? It functions exactly like having a 24/7 personal tutor who has read your specific textbook, cites their sources, and is totally cool with helping you at midnight the night before your quiz. Next up, Section 4, Method 3, exam extraction. We use this method for that urgent, high-stakes scenario where, oh boy, your exam is just 48 hours away. At this point, you don't just need to know what the chapter covers, you need to know exactly what parts of it are actually going to be tested. So in this scenario, you use a highly targeted extraction prompt. You literally tell the AI, I have an exam in 2 days. Based on this chapter, what are the 3 concepts most likely to appear? What definitions do I absolutely need to know? What cause and effect relationships are established here that examiners typically love to test? And what would a short answer question likely ask? This forces the AI to prioritize what your professor actually cares about, totally stripping away the fluff. But hold on a second. I really need to pause here because this is where a lot of people mess up. What happens when you close that beautiful, perfectly formatted AI-generated summary? If you just read it once, close your laptop, and walk away feeling like you studied, actually, you haven't. I hate to break it to you, but reading an AI output does not equal studying. You really only just gotten a fast overview. And this is the ultimate trap. Viewing the AI summary as the finish line is a massive mistake. The summary's only job, its one and only job, is to replace the time you would have spent wading through dense text searching for the key ideas. It's the starting point. You still have to actively engage with those key ideas if you want to, actually learn them. To bridge that gap, you absolutely need active recall. You follow up your summary prompt with this specific instruction to the AI. Based on the key concepts you identified, quiz me on this chapter. Ask me one question at a time. Wait for my answer. Tell me if I was right, what I missed, and then give me the correct answer. This is how you cement the knowledge. You're forcing your brain to pull the information from memory, which scientifically speaking is the exact mechanism that creates actual retention. Let's move to our final part, Section 5, the complete study workflow. Let's see how this all builds into an incredibly efficient overarching master system. Start by generating your AI summary for the big picture. That takes about 2 minutes. Next, spend 5 minutes on that active recall quiz to test yourself. This leads to the absolute most vital step, ethically going back to your primary textbook only to read the specific sections where you made mistakes. You're purposely filling in your actual knowledge gaps. Finally, spend 2 minutes having the AI predict exam questions and save those for your final review the night before. You've just replaced a 45-minute unfocused reading session with a highly targeted 20-minute mastery session. Now, I want to give you a final, highly practical warning here. Process each chapter when it's assigned. Please, do not try to do this all at once. Processing one chapter takes 15 to 20 minutes, which is great. But trying to use the system for 12 chapters the night before your final exam, that's going to yield almost zero retention. Consistent chapter-by-chapter processing is the absolute secret to walking into an exam fully confident. So, what does this all mean for you right now? I want to leave you with this question to think about. What subject has the most painful, dense textbook reading for you right now? Is it biology, history, law? I challenge you to take this 20-minute system and apply it to your hardest class tonight. Open up Claude or NotebookLM, paste that text, and see just how radically different active AI-assisted study feels compared to passive skimming. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go crush that reading assignment.